For more than 200 years, explorers, scientists, and thrill-seekers have been fascinated by the last landmass on Earth, the ice-covered Antarctica. The temperature will drop below -80 degrees Celsius, the sun will not be there for many months, or it will not set for many months. Despite this very bad environment, human has made many efforts to find this. How was this continent, once considered a myth, ultimately discovered? Let's see in this video. Long before anyone set foot on the icy shores of Antarctica, the idea of a massive southern landmass had already taken root in the minds of ancient civilizations. This concept was known as Terra Australis, or the southern land. Ancient Greek philosophers Pythagoras and Aristotle proposed that a large southern hemisphere landmass was necessary to balance northern landmass. These early ideas were based more on philosophical reasoning than actual observation, but it persisted for centuries. During the Middle Ages and the Age of Exploration, maps often depicted this hypothetical continent. The maps of the time, like those created by Ptolemy and Mercator, showed Terra Australis as a vast, mysterious land stretching across the bottom of the globe. However, no one had actually seen this land. It was purely speculative. The belief in Terra Australis was influenced by a blend of myth, geography, and world symmetry. Explorers and mapmakers held on to the idea that such a land must exist, even though no one has seen the land. The search for this unknown southern region became one of the greatest challenges of the Age of Discovery. In the 16th and 17th centuries, European explorers began to travel further south, hoping to discover Terra Australis' secrets. Ferdinand Magellan led one of the first notable voyages in 1520. Magellan's expedition was the first to pass through the strait that now bears his name, Strait of Magellan, located at the southern tip of South America. While Magellan's mission did not disclose Antarctica, it pushed the bounds of exploration and paved the way for future expeditions. Over the next century, more explorers, including Sir Francis Drake and Abel Tasman, searched for Terra Australis. Despite encountering huge, hazardous oceans and undiscovered lands, the southern continent remained unreachable. It was not until the late 18th century that sincere initiatives to explore the extreme south gained traction. However, Captain James Cook, a renowned explorer, played a significant role in achieving this goal. Captain James Cook proceeded on an expedition to the southern hemisphere in 1772. Cook sailed with two ships, the Resolution and the Adventure, in search of evidence of the massive southern continent. Cook traveled around the globe in 3 years, crossing the Antarctic Circle not once but twice. He and his crew endured the most extreme conditions, including frigid temperatures, strong storms, and dangerous ice fields. On January 17, 1773, Cook became the first recorded person to cross the Antarctic Circle. Although he never actually sighted Antarctica, he disproved the existence of a habitable southern continent as large as the ancient maps had suggested. Cook's observations laid the groundwork for future exploration, and his voyages marked a turning point in the quest for Terra Australis. After Cook's expeditions, the idea of a large southern continent became less mythical, and the early 19th century saw a renewed interest in Antarctic exploration. There is controversy concerning the first confirmed sighting of Antarctica because 3 parties made claims about it in 1820, all within a few days of each other. 3 people led these expeditions: American SEAL hunter Nathaniel Palmer, British Royal Navy officer Edward Bransfield, and Russian naval officer Fabian Gottlieb von Bellingshausen. Bellingshausen's expedition is said to have spotted the Fimbul ice shelf on January 27, 1820. The northernmost portion of the Antarctic mainland, the Trinity Peninsula, was visible to Bransfield just 3 days later, on January 30, 1820. Palmer also claimed sighting Antarctica about the same time. While the exact details are still debated, these 3 men are credited with being the first to lay eyes on the frozen continent, ushering in a new era of exploration. After Antarctica was finally seen, a serious race to map and explore its coastline started. But many explorations were carried out in the 19th century to explore the most dangerous and enigmatic continent. British explorer James Clark Ross, who set out on his Antarctic expedition in 1839 aboard the ships Erebus and Terror. In January 1841, Ross became the first person to glimpse the majestic Mount Erebus, an active volcano on Ross Island, and he also discovered the Ross Sea. The vast floating ice shelf known as the Ross Ice Shelf, which is now among the largest in the world, was also mapped during Ross's trip. His thorough observations and maps proved to be very helpful to explorers in the future. Other countries started to show interest in Antarctica. In 1837, French explorer Jules Dumont d'Urville conducted an expedition that found the Adelie coast, which he named after his wife Adele. U.S. Navy officer Charles Wilkes led a similar expedition from 1838 to 1842, mapping parts of the Antarctic coast. As the 20th century began, Antarctica became the focus for the new explorers, known as the heroic age of Antarctic exploration. Among the most renowned personalities of this period was Robert Falcon Scott, a British Royal Navy officer known for spearheading two notable expeditions to Antarctica. His initial journey, the Discovery Expedition, achieved remarkable scientific breakthroughs and ventured farther south than any prior expedition. Yet, it was Scott's second venture, the Terra Nova Expedition, that truly solidified his place in history. Scott's ambition was to be the first to arrive at the South Pole, but he was up against fierce competition from Roald Amundsen, a Norwegian explorer. Amundsen had initially intended to explore the North Pole, but after learning that Robert Peary had reached it in 1909, he shifted his focus to the South Pole. In a dramatic quest for the South Pole, Amundsen's team made use of dog sleds and a carefully crafted route, triumphantly arriving on December 14, 1911, and becoming the first humans to reach this remote destination. Scott's expedition arrived a little over a month later, on January 17, 1912, only to discover the Norwegian flag already there. Sadly, Scott and team all died in a tragedy there. During this heroic age of Antarctic exploration, humanity showcased remarkable endurance amidst adversity, experiencing both sorrow and success. Following the heroic age, the focus of Antarctic exploration transitioned from daring adventures to focused scientific research. This unique continent emerged as a natural laboratory, ideal for investigating the Earth's climate, ecosystems, and geological features. The International Geophysical Year, IGY, of 1957-1958 was a landmark moment in the history of Antarctic exploration. In this era, scientists from 12 countries came together to establish over 50 research stations across the continent, undertaking a variety of scientific experiments. Today, Antarctica hosts numerous research stations run by different nations, where scientists delve into a wide array of studies. The frozen continent at the bottom of the world, Antarctica, is a place of wonder, mystery, and exploration. Antarctica has always captured our attention, from the prehistoric tales of Terra Australis to the valiant expeditions of the heroic age, from groundbreaking scientific discoveries to its representation in popular culture.